Greetings and salutations, fellow YouTubians. My name's Terry Andrews Jr., also known as the J5 Guru. Today this is going to be a single video, but with two distinct parts. This is concerning the BaneBots BB150 dual motor configuration, 16 to 1 primary, 3.25 to 1 secondary dual motor gearbox combination, which gives you a 52 to 1 gear reduction output, and it's used in the designs that myself and my team come up with for the drive systems, the track drive systems, and also the track tip system for the Johnny 5 robot. From the short circuit movies of the 1980s. Anyhow, recent news, BaneBots has discontinued the BB150 line. Okay, and that not only sent myself, my team, and members of the Input Inc. Johnny 5 builder community, among other Johnny 5 Facebook sites, into somewhat of a panic. It was like, oh wow, because I knew, I mean, I did, I was kind of the lead designer on it. I knew that it was specifically the things were designed around this particular gearbox unit. So I'm going to try to be as brief and as concise as possible. But there again, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that brevity is not something that I'm really, that's not a strong suit of mine. And being to the point, yeah, sometimes I get old age, a little scatterbrained. So hopefully everything I say in here is, complete and accurate. But there again, always double check. So I personally reached out to BaneBots, and I spoke to someone there who wishes to remain anonymous because you folks out there in internet land, this person does not wish to be, oh, can I speak to this person, when you call them up or communicate via email. So anyhow, I spoke to this person, which I would assume is actually intimately involved in the actual manufacture of these products, because this particular individual was extremely knowledgeable, knew everything about these gearboxes. So I'm going to stop saying this individual, so I do not, say whether this, person was, it's too easy to to have a Freudian slip and say something that I shouldn't. Anyhow, this person worked with me and also said, with you called us. We've gotten calls from other robotic community members. We weren't the only ones that were freaking out that the BB150 line was being discontinued. So I worked with them, and basically they already have a product line which suits our needs perfectly. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. On this Johnny 5 robot, purchase the off-the-shelf products now. Don't wait. Don't say, oh, I'll wait till 6 months, a year, 2 years. Don't do that. Because a lot of this stuff, and it's happened with servos. Servos is a perfect example. The ASME servos and various high-tech servos, they just, boom, we don't make them no more. They're discontinued. We got another product line, or sometimes nothing at all. Systems were designed, that I worked on, were designed around specific components and specific dimensional, specifications. So you've been warned. Buy this stuff now rather than later, because if it becomes discontinued, Rexnord tracks, they don't make them in gray anymore. You pay what the market will bear. Wallensack Raptor copy lenses. Again, I've seen some insane prices on eBay for them, like $400 for one. Okay, I have a stock of them. I do not sell them for nearly that much money, but I'm not selling them right now because of COVID. Yep. Yeah, bear with me. I'll be starting to sell them again soon. So don't pay the cutthroat profiteer prices that some people are asking on eBay. So let's get to the point, right? Right, Mr. Guru? Let's get to the point. Okay, so again, my shout out to BaneBots. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go into the meat and potatoes of it. Please excuse the crudity of this video. I should call this a bear skins and stone knives production. So let me see, I got my mark here. Yep, okay, I can barely see it on camera. I had to make some little witness marks on my table here to keep this in frame. So this is the BB150 configuration. This is the 16:1 configuration. There are two. This is the front end, which contains the two bearings that retain the shaft. This has a 4-to-1 stage, and then this second one has a 4-to-1 stage. And then this is your dual motor mount that has an ultimate gear reduction of 3.25 to 1. And then, of course, your RS775 motors directly from BaneBots. You can use whatever you want. I use these because I've tested them, okay? I'll put links in the description. I think I have 2, 3, yeah. I tested these things, okay, with the Johnny 5 robot. I tested them with the track tip for an hour for, yep, and I did it like an insane amount of weight. Same thing with the track drives that I use this same configuration in. I pulled my van, and I actually looked up the specs today. Just for sake, the base curb weight of that van in that video is 3,760 pounds, or 1.88 tons, or for the rest of the world that doesn't know what I just said, 1,705 kilograms. So there we go. All right, so this is the baseline unit. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm not going to be covering the motors nor this gearbox because I ordered, this is the original that came with the BaneBots BB150. And so this is the original gangster version. This is the new version. They are identical. Okay, same thing. No difference. Okay. Now on Andy Mark's website, which also sells these, they are the BaneBots gearboxes. The CADs that they have up for this are not right. They vary slightly. So go with what I have here. But with that being said, we downloaded the CAD, and everything else being equal, they basically appear to be the same basic form factor. I think on the Andy Mark site, they just show like a curved end out here, some minor design changes, but I believe that overall they are the same, functionally and dimensionally. They're gonna, yeah, if the BB150 fit, the newer version will fit. So these identical. Okay, this original RS 775, okay, and I ordered, again, just to be thorough for everyone, I ordered 2 brand new ones with this order, and they are the same exact, in fact, I put tape on here, they are the same exact motor, okay, there we go, same exact one. So I won't cover them because there's no change. So BB150 gearbox, okay, this plate is not used. because, let me see here, this plate's not used in our particular adaptation because this plate is meant for a single motor to be screwed into there. Okay, we don't use that. We use this, which means you remove this. Okay, whoops, sorry, getting out of frame. I'm trying here, folks. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to put this one in. Yep, since this is from here on back, is all, yep, identical to the original one. What we're concerned about is here. So, here we go. That is the new version. So, this is the sport version, 16:1. This has a few, a couple obvious differences. You'll see that the faceplate at the front has been completely redesigned. Now, for our purposes, if we go from the front of this faceplate between this one, and then this back here, and this back here, they are identical, okay? So, don't worry about that. That is what it is. The holes are in different places. So, if in your application these are mounting holes, you're going to have to make some sort of new bracket or something like that, and they have the same mounting holes on the other side. Okay. Please excuse the noise. That's my Form 2 printer. It is working. It's in 7 hours into an 11-hour print, or 7 hours left. I'm not going to pause it to record a video. So, please ignore that sound. The sweet, sweet sound of a Form 2 making perfect parts. So, here we go. We will see that these, if I put them up, this sticks out a 1/4 inch. This 38 thousandths. So there is a difference there. The diameters are identical. Okay. We'll notice the other difference. This is now a monoblock. Okay. Apparently, some people were having problems getting the two sections here to line up properly when assembling it. And it was, I mean, it served its purpose. It was meant as a building block, thus the BB in BB150, building block 150, that you could simply buy more stages like this. Oops. You could simply buy more stages and change the gear ratio. Okay? Yeah, pretty simple, pretty cool design. But apparently getting these things lined up exactly was somewhat of a problem for some people. So, yeah. So these, I'm not going to, keep you in suspense. Yes, these will work perfectly fine in the Johnny 5 robot. Now, in the next part, I'm actually going to take these two apart so you can compare the differences between the two. Now, there is one other very important thing I should say. This is the 16:1 heavy duty version. That's very important. What that basically means is these gears in here on both of these stages are these size gears here. Okay, these size ring gears. These have a face width of about 250 thousandths of an inch. On the heavy duty version, the output side has a face width of double that, so about a half an inch. Next part of this video, I'm going to have these apart. You'll be able to see. I don't know if it's purely, double the face width, double the strength, for the gears or if it's some sort of exponential, but it doesn't matter. I've already tested these to within any reasonable degree of use on the Johnny 5 robot, and they do not fail. They are just bulletproof. They are rock solid. So, single stage monoblock, that eliminates this alignment issue here that some people were having, which actually makes for a much stronger unit. So, next part of this video is going to be, I'll have these to bits, and yep, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. And I should add here that you have to purchase separately a shaft to replace the hex shaft that comes standard with these gearboxes. They sell these. This was under $10. Well worth it. The only, I guess, gripe, or well, yeah, they didn't include a clip ring for it because this one doesn't use one. But when I go to put this in there, I'll need one at the rear and at the front. So I have to I'll reuse this, but maybe that's something they actually offer on their website, or I'll say, I'll mention that to the individual at BaneBots and say, oh, by the way, this doesn't come with that, that locking ring. Can you please put an option, where somebody could buy like a set of 10 of them or something like that for, whatever, So there we go. Okay, next part of the video. Here we go. And the monkey pushes the button. All right, here we go. So part 2. So here we go. We have the two separate BaneBots boxes. The previous iteration, the BB150, and of course now the BaneBots Sport model, 16:1 heavy duty. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is remove the bits that we don't care about. This, gone. This is a little plastic cover that they put on the back. It's in the Andy Mark CAD, and it's somewhat confusing. It's not actually, yeah. And these two little rubber band things that they use, the screws go through here. And these rubber bands kind of hold the screws in place during shipping. So this is what we're left with here. Of course, you will either add in, this for a single motor configuration, or or this for the, sorry, here we go, for the dual motor configuration in either the RS500 motors or RS775s. On the Johnny 5 robot, we use the RS775s. So the astute amongst you will immediately notice differences in the gears, which I had mentioned. Okay, so these on the BB150, the original, are both a face width of approximately 250 thousandths. But on the heavy duty version, these have double the face width. So for those of you that don't understand, there. That's the difference. You are basically taking two of these gears. Let's see if I can get it in there. Oh, this is harder to do than what it looks. But anyhow, you can see that is actually that's a different size gear. That's why that's not. Yeah, I see what I did there. Okay. It's a different. No, it's the same. I'm just having a heck of. There we go. There, I got it in there. There we go. Twice the face width on the new version. The gear, the pinion gear that goes into there, again, twice the face width. That's extraordinary, because if these things are going to fail, they're going to fail on the output side. Right in here, these gears will fail on you, because that's where all the, you know, the stress is, okay? Of course, single monoblock, whoops, sorry, single monoblock extruded aluminum here. What I also like about this is now, since they've redesigned it with these multiple stages, in order to remove, disassemble this unit, you had to go through and you had to pull 2 screws out of here, then 2 screws out of here, then 2 screws out of here to finally get to the, remove either this plate or this piece here. With the new design, these bolts simply go all the way through right in. So 2 of them. You only have to remove 2 now to be able to remove the motor drive unit. So, as I mentioned, you will need to purchase. This is, I'm not going to actually say, because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that this is the standard duty shaft. The heavy duty version of this shaft will not fit. But it is identical, and I've already checked it. It is identical to the original BB150 shaft. And I'll just show you here. So this has a hex keyway, and then of course there's a broached hex keyway in the original. It simply goes in like that. Okay? And you can see that if I pick up the other one, the new one, same exact thing. Goes right in. How beautiful is that? So you simply remove this this circlip here, pull that shaft out. As I said, you'll need another circlip for the front here, because with the hex shaft, the hex shape itself prevents the shaft from being able to go back in. So yeah, and you use that circlip, and boom, you swap them out. So I love the monoblock feature. This is a much stronger configuration than the separate pieces. So I'm going to take all this out of the way and concentrate on the latest and greatest version. So much stronger. And also in our application, some of you have needed to turn down this diameter here slightly, because you did not want to open up the hole in the track drive plates of the Johnny 5 robot. And that was somewhat of a challenge, because on these ones, I managed to do it, but I had to put my 3-jaw chuck outside grips into this little cutout here, and it barely fit. It didn't hold it really well. In order to turn this this down the minimal amount that we required, because these are both a 1.5-inch diameter, and in the original design, it's slightly smaller of the Johnny 5 track tips. Anyhow, you will welcome the fact that now you have a firm surface that you can use a standard 3-jaw chuck. You don't need to go with like a 3-jaw wonky setup or a 4-jaw trying to dial it in. You just 3-jaw chuck it in there. It's probably going to be close enough for government work. Knock off whatever off of this diameter you need to fit into the track drive, and Bob's your uncle. So this is a far superior, from what I can see, far superior to the original BB150. And I now understand why they did it. They're actually, in this particular configuration, they're able to add in extra strength on the output gears, okay? And also save money in the manufacturing process, because now they only need to manufacture one of these as opposed to multiple stages and operations. So yeah, I get it. But fortunately, when they did so, um, it's basically an identical replacement with the exception of how far this sticks out. And I said quarter-inch earlier for non-English, imperial users. That's 0.250 inches between here and here. And same bolt hole pattern, same exact bolt hole pattern, no change there. And of course, there again, this one is 38 thousandths proud of the actual mounting face here. So that about wraps it up. Um, actually, one other thing while I'm at it here. So let me move this stuff out of the way, not mix things up. This configuration, this is for the Johnny 5 track tip, okay? In this configuration, you'll actually see it's a standard shaft unmodified, and it's thick. It's still in a little bit on the bearing. Now, with the new version, this shaft will actually stick out past this bearing, but it does not require any modification of the actual shaft length, so you're good to go there. Basically, the shaft sticks out a little bit further. I do have in the design down here where the quarter-inch aluminum, 250 thousandths thick aluminum, comes up and captures this bottom part of this bearing to keep that bearing from coming out this way. But the shaft itself clears that. It's just, it just kind of runs like parallel down here, just enough to kind of capture this so the bearing can't come out on its own. And again, you can see in there the original design down in there. Yeah, this new motor will be flush with that. I don't think, might require a minimal spacer in there. So yeah, very minimal changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dot my I's, cross my T's. I'm going to make sure that I have the exact part numbers and configurations for you folks that I will be posting. I will let you know exactly what parts you need to order to have exactly what, get exactly what you think you're getting. Um, and yeah, purchase them directly from BaneBots, or a distributor. Some of you folks in like the UK, I think you'll need to go through like Andy Mark. I don't know if BaneBots has international, distribution. Basically, usually you folks over in the EU or like Australia or whatever, it's easier to go through a local distributor you have because shipping cost on things to you can be astronomical. So it actually works out better if you go through a distributor. So there we go. I think I covered everything. All right. Sorry for the length of the video. My apologies. So yeah, the team at Input Inc., myself personally went out, bought one of these things. By the way, this is not sponsored, okay? Oh, thank God I didn't forget. Not sponsored. Bought it with my own money, okay? Yep. Bought it with my own money and notes, evaluation purchase for Johnny 5 robot builds. Now, as of the date of this recording, which is March 22nd, 2021, my total cost for this was $169.83. Your mileage may vary. I got the Sport Gearbox heavy duty 16:1 stock. The input is the two motor RS5NN or 7NN motors. I purchased two of the RS775 motors, 24 volt. And then I purchased the P8S standard duty shaft, 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches, 4142 Keyway, and Endtap. Okay, I guess that's actually, yeah. I'm not going to show you this paper because it has personal information on it, and some of you out there are, you got a bit of connivery in you. So you have nefarious intentions. Um, Thus, I not give you the ammunition in which to start firing at me. So there we go. Yeah, we got a plan forward. Again, thank you, BaneBots. You know, yeah, you did what you had to do on your end to get your costs down, but actually provide a superior product. And I will say this for you folks out there, they sell a standard version of this and the heavy duty version. As we've seen, the heavy duty version, it's only like $10 more. Spend the money, okay? It's going to wear longer. It's going to last longer. It just is. Physics, mechanic, yeah, it just tells you, yes, those wider face output gears are going to wear better. They're going to last longer. Again, I tested the BB150 to, yeah, yep, I beat them. I wanted to see if they were going to fail in our application. They did not fail. They performed admirably, and this is actually a step up. So, there we go, folks. I actually did give part numbers, so but there again, wait till the official post. Make sure I'll check with the individual BaneBots about the whole circlip thing with this shaft, and I'll get back to you all. So there we go. I hope you found this informative, and if you managed to sit through the entire length of it, well, you have the patience of a saint. So there we go. Terry Andrews Jr., J5 Guru, saying bye for now, and go build something cool. And as always, the monkey pushes the button.